Today I will show you how to remap a 1.9 TDI AVF 130 horsepower engine. Before starting, do at least some basic diagnostics. Check the injector corrections. See if there are any errors recorded. In the dynamic logs, check is measured pressure corresponds to the set 1, is the flow meter is not limiting. You can find videos about diagnostics and making logs on other channels. Good starting point is determine what pressure is safe for our turbocharger. I showed how to do it in the last video. I have done it before, and our target pressure will be 2,450 millibars. Now we will enter it in the turbo maps. First, the boost target map. We also increase the pressure for lower doses. This will provide better control over the set pressure. Now smooth the map using a graphical view. For files, please visit ecufiles.com.pl. Boost limiter map. Let's increase it proportionally in relation to the original map so that the values for the line about 1000 millibars are slightly higher than in the boost target map. Single value boost limiter is set to 2,620, so more than our highest set pressure. We can leave it unchanged. Once we have the pressure maps sorted out, we can start working on the fuel. We will start from modifying the torque limiter map. I suggest calculating the dose for engine revolutions of 3,250, 4,000, 4,250, 4,500. For high revolutions, we reduce the AFR to 19. At the peak, we aim for an AFR of about 17.5. The calculated dose for 3,250 revolutions per minute we will put flat from 2,250 to 3,250 revolutions per minute. From 1,500 up to 2,250 revolutions per minute, make linear increase observing the graphical view. We enter the calculated values for 4,250, 4,500 and 4,000 revolutions, and linearly fill the range 3,250 to 4,000 revolutions. We smooth it in the graphical view. Notes for modifying the torque limiter map. Don't give the maximum dose too early. For example, from 1,900 revolutions per minute is incorrect to protect the clutch and gearbox, and do not raise it strongly for revs above 4,000 to protect the turbo. How to count I told in the video, an important tuner pattern. Now the smoke limiter map. Max fuel we ask for in the torque limiter is 62 milligrams. For this range we assumed AFR 17.6. The smoke limiter values must be higher than in the torque limiter, so let's assume AFR 17 for the highest range of the smoke limiter, so we calculate what air mass is required, 17 multiplied by 62. This gives 1054. We will change the axis to 1054. This means that as soon as the reading from flow meters show 1054, the controller will give permission to inject the maximum dose. It is 62 milligrams. Now let's count it at the highest modified RPM. For 4,500 revolutions per minute, we increase the dose to 44 and use AFR 19 in the torque limiter, so let's calculate similarly, 18.5 multiplied by 44. We get 814. We will change the axis closest to this value and enter the value 44 in the table. Now we complete the range 814-1054, assume AFR linearly descending from 18.5 to 17. Small mistake. I pressed red and didn't save it before, but I'll fix it fast. In this version of the software, there is no IQ by MOF limiter map. If it was present, it would have to be raised above 62 mg. Stock, it is set to 60 mg and would limit our maximum dose. Let's now check the driver wish map. The values in this map should be higher than in the torque limiter. In our new torque limiter, we ask for 44 at 4,500 revolutions per minute. Here it is between 64 and 60, so it is more. 4,250 revolutions per minute. Similarly, at 4,000 revolutions per minute, we ask for 57.5, and here we have 64, so okay, and so on. We checked driver wish. It can stay stock. If we need to edit, it is good practice to change only the last column. I talked more about the relationship between the driver wish, torque limiter, and smoke limiter maps in the video. How AQ determine what amount of fuel will be injected. Now duration maps. As we can see, they are calibrated to 55 and 60 milligrams, so we need to convert them for a higher value. I suggest doing it immediately to 70 milligrams or even 75, because at the end, if you wanted to do what I showed in the fine-tuning video, it may turn out that you need to convert them again. I showed how to extrapolate maps in another video, extrapolation. It is important to calculate the duration maps and not change them in a way. Here I will add 2, there I will add 1. If we decalibrate the maps, do not count them, and increase them in some, maybe even logical way. Our 50 milligrams or 60 from the torque limiter or smoke limiter may already not weigh 50 milligrams or 60 milligrams, and then the torque limiter and smoke limiter calculations become meaningless. Let's not decalibrate the calibration maps. So let's extrapolate the maps. For better control, let's move the line corresponding to the highest dose to the last position, and raise the last line and extrapolate it. Now the thankless task of rewriting. Unfortunately, you can't copy to VAG EDC suit from Excel. Remember to change to decimal view. Once we have calculated the duration 1 map, we can copy from the next maps only the range that is the source of the calculation. For files, please visit ecufiles.com.pl. More about duration maps also in the video. SOI doi EOI and find max of your injectors. That's all for today. I also recommend doing what I talk about in the video, how to fine-tune your car. Finally, perform the same diagnostics as at the beginning, and also check whether the set fuel values from the torque limiter are achieved. I wish you good luck with your modifications.